Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Shane.
And I'm Karen. Today we're looking at part 2 of Lukang Old Street, a blast from the past. Wait, so we're still looking at Lukang Old Street today?
Actually, no, we're moving on from Lukang Old Street, and we're going to be going to Lukang, but not the Old Street.
Wait a second. So maybe
Guess.
okay, I'll guess. Okay,
Guess.
What are we going to be talking about? I did a little bit of
You're going to
research.
cheat?
No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, you're just guessing.
Okay, so tell me if I'm right. Okay, are we going to check out? Let me see. Oh. Are we checking out a temple? I mean, there are a lot of cool temples in Lukang. Longshan Temple? Tenho Temple?
No temples.
No temples.
No.
How about, there's this like glass gallery that looks really pretty and beautiful. Are we going to the glass gallery?
No.
No?
No glass galleries.
What? Okay, well, how about, there's a really famous Gentleman Lane in Lukang. Are we going there?
Are you talking about that lane? It's really crowded. There's like so many people.
Yes.
No.
Very, very narrow. No?
You just give up.
Wait. No, how about Art Village?
No.
No, what else is there? Glass temple?
Do you give up already? Just give up. Google's not going to help you, okay?
Fine. Okay, what else are we talking about today?
You're going to Shi Hall.
Shi Hall.
Yeah.
What's Shi Hall?
Well, we're going to find out.
Okay, I guess let's not on Google. Is it really cool? Is it really worth visiting?
It's in Google. You just don't know how to use Google.
Ugh, fine. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's go.
But Google tells me everything, though. Google is amazing.
A walk along Lukang's winding 9 turns lane, Jinsheng Lane, will take you to Shi Hall. Lukang was once one of Taiwan's major literature centers, and the owner of Shi Hall used to invite intellectuals to gather there. An interesting feature is the elevated passage over Jinsheng Lane, which connects the 2 parts of the structure. The Chinese characters for Shi Hall are translated as 10 suitable activities, referring to the activities that were held there. In no particular order, they are playing instruments, playing chess, writing poetry, painting, admiring flowers, watching the moon, smoking, drinking wine, drinking tea, and gambling. If the walls of Shi Hall could talk, they'd tell stories of poets toasting the moon and having lively games of chess.
So we're looking at part 2 of Lukang Old Street, a blast from the past. So last time I know that we were learning a lot about the old street, right?
Right.
And this time you're talking about
Shi
Hall. That's right. And I know nothing about Shi Hall. I know there are a lot of interesting places you can visit in Lukang. I mean, I mentioned so many from my list from Google, but you said none of them was correct.
That's not where we're going today.
Okay, well, how about you start and tell us a little bit about the special place?
A walk along Lukang's winding 9 turns lane. So you turn 9 times while you're walking on the lane. Also called Jinsheng Lane. Will take you to Shi Hall.
Okay.
Right, so Shi's like 10.
After you take that lane, it will take you to Shi Hall.
Right.
Wow. Lukang was once one of Taiwan's major literature centers, and the owner of Shi Hall used to invite intellectuals to gather there. Well, to gather is to get together, right? To meet there. But intellectual, what does that mean?
Right, so an intellectual is somebody who has a lot of knowledge and who has studied a lot. And basically what we mean is we think of somebody who's very highly educated, really smart.
Okay, do you consider yourself an intellectual?
I do not.
Me neither.
Okay. Our example
okay.
sentence.
Okay.
This cafe attracts a mix of artists, not me.
Okay, not me.
And intellectuals. so we can't go there.
We can't go there. It's not really suitable for us, right?
Right.
Just joking. I think now it's open to everybody.
Well, right.
Right? Okay. An interesting feature is the elevated passage over Qingsheng Lane, which connects the two parts of the structure. So elevated just means that it's like above ground, right? It's like at a higher place.
Right.
So elevated passage.
Yeah, so a passage, well, to go from one place to another, you say, is to pass from one place to another. So a passage is basically a way to go from one place to another. Oftentimes, these are going to be buildings. So I'm sure you've seen like buildings before, and then up above, elevated there's like a narrow passage or passageway that you can get from one building to another.
In Xinyi district in Taipei, actually you can see a lot of elevated passages, right, between the buildings. You don't have to just go on the ground. They're elevated.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because you can kind of see the view as you go from one building to another.
That's
Our
right.
example sentence, there is a passage on the second floor that leads to the building next door.
I see. Okay. The Chinese characters for 11号 are translated as 10 suitable activities. Oh, okay. Referring to the activities that were held there.
In the past.
So that's why it's called 11号. There are 10 suitable activities. I wonder what they are. Let's learn.
Okay.
In no particular order, they are playing instruments. Oh, nice. Playing chess, writing poetry, painting, admiring flowers. Wow, you can admire flowers. Watching the moon, smoking, drinking wine, drinking tea, and gambling.
Okay.
But this is from like a long, long time ago, right? So like gambling, drinking alcohol, maybe it's not so suitable anymore right now.
So maybe now we have like 7 suitable activities, right? Maybe they should change the name?
Yeah, that's right. So it's not 11号. Okay, so back in the days, these were 10 suitable activities that you could do there.
Right. That's what people like to do there, basically. If you go there, that's what you would see people doing, right? If the walls of 11号 could talk, they'd tell stories of poets toasting the moon and having lively games of chess.
Ooh, so if the walls could talk, they're talking about, so they would be able to document everything that's happened there, right?
Right. They'll be telling you about these people toasting the moon. So maybe they're drinking some wine and saying, to the moon.
And poets are people who write poetry, right? And or people who do writing and then have games of chess. Wow, that sounds really, really fun.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. And I think just being surrounded by so many intellectuals, it would be a really kind of cool place to go and just watch and observe.
Maybe you will feel like you're an intellectual too.
Right. So I wonder if people are still doing that today, though.
I have no idea.
I think it's a bunch of tourists now.
Exactly. So it's probably like a tourist attraction now, right?
But you can imagine what it used to be like.
Exactly. Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back to learn more.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Tina。我们今天要继续跟着课文逛逛鹿港老街哦。沿着鹿港蜿蜒的金圣巷，又称为九曲巷，我们来到了11楼。11楼的主人过去会邀请知识分子来聚会，那里有一个横跨金圣巷的跑马廊，就像是空中走廊一样，把建筑物的2个部分连接起来。那11楼在汉字里意思就是10个适宜的活动，指的是在那边举行的活动，像是弹奏乐器啦、下棋啊、写诗、赏月、喝茶等。我们来看单字 intellectual， 指的是名词知识分子。下一个单字 passage， 名词指的是过道、走廊或者是通道。接着我们回到课文当中。
Lukang Assembly Hall sits on Putao Street. Its elegant white walls and gray roof tiles are sure to catch the eye. Lukang Assembly Hall was built in 1928 and served as a space for public meetings. Over time, the building deteriorated, but it was later repaired and transformed into the Lukang Cultural Center in 2010. It is now an ideal destination for those seeking to become involved in the arts. For a taste of Taiwan's history and traditional culture, look no further than Lukang.
Welcome back, everyone. So we learned a lot of interesting things that we can do in 11号, right?
Right.
Yeah, some appropriate and some not so appropriate anymore.
Yeah, some things are not quite as suitable anymore,
that's right.
but there's still plenty of suitable things to do.
All right. Okay, so let's learn more about Lukang.
Okay, Lukang Assembly Hall sits on Puto Street. Its elegant white walls and gray roof tiles are sure to catch the eye.
So when you say something that is sure to catch the eye, that means it will get your attention, right?
So the catch just means to get your attention.
That's right. You'll be looking at it, right?
Yeah.
When you're walking down the street.
And you can say that something is eye-catching.
Ah, you are definitely right.
You are eye-catching.
I am eye-catching.
Because you're so weird looking.
Hey! Okay, we have this vocabulary word here, elegant, and that is an adjective, and I am very elegant.
There you go. That's your definition. Look here, elegant.
Thank you very much. Okay, so elegant just means that having good taste, being graceful. So I could say, that
Graceful.
ballerina looks very elegant on stage.
Yeah.
Or I can say she wore an elegant dress to the fancy dinner party. It's nothing just like a t-shirt or something informal. She was very elegant. Okay, let's continue. Lukang Assembly Hall was built in 1928 and served as a space for public meetings. Okay, served as a place for public meetings. That means public's for everybody, right?
Right.
So whenever people want to have meetings, they could meet there.
Right, all the citizens, everyone who lives there can get together and have a meeting, maybe talk about what kind of changes they want to make or what they're going to do in 11号 tomorrow.
Absolutely. Over time, the building deteriorated, but it was later repaired and transformed into the Lukang Cultural Center in 2010. When you say something has deteriorated, that means it's gotten worse over time, right?
Right, it means it's like if it's a building, right, it's probably just falling apart. Like the bricks are coming apart and it's not really suitable for living or working in anymore.
That's right, and that's why it was later repaired and transformed into the Lukang Cultural Center.
Right, so
Okay.
to transform, this is a verb. If you transform something, it's going to go from whatever shape or appearance it has now into a new shape or appearance.
Like the Transformer.
Oh, right, like the cartoon, like it looks like once it's like a robot, and then it transforms into a car.
That's right, or sometimes trucks, right? It transforms. Cool.
Right, so our example sentence, the old building has been transformed into a shopping mall.
To maybe attract a lot of shoppers.
So they want to make some money. Right. So let's continue reading. It is now an ideal destination for those seeking to become involved in the arts.
Ah, okay.
For a taste of Taiwan's history and traditional culture, look no further than Lukang.
Definitely. Okay. I can really learn a lot about Lukang. And we have this vocabulary word here called involved. And that is an adjective, right? So to be involved in something, that means that you are part of something. Right?
Right.
So you can say, I'm involved in school clubs, right? Okay, for example, at a young age, Terry became involved in social work. So he started doing some social work, right? He was part of that.
All right, well, you have a what do you think here? So what do you think? What do you think? I think we're going to talk about Lukang, right? So
That's right.
Can you describe your experience in visiting Lukang? If you've never been there before, which part of Lukang would you be most interested in seeing? And why?
Well, now that we learned so much about Lukang, it's like we've been there already, right?
Right.
Okay, well, I have to say, I was really interested in 11号.
Oh, okay, because you didn't really know anything about that before. It was like a surprise to you.
And then there was like a lot of suitable activities that you can do there, so it's actually quite fun.
Right.
And how about you?
What I like most about Lukang is Lukang Old Street.
Oh, you love old streets,
I just
right?
love old streets in general, and I really think it's so cool, just the look of all those bricks and just feeling like you've just been in a time machine and gone back in time. And of course, just being able to do some shopping and
enjoy the good food, right?
That's right. Enjoying all the good food and drinks. That's usually my favorite thing about going to an old street or to like a night market or something like that.
Or going to any place, right? In general,
That's
right?
true. Food is always one of my first things to do when I get to a new destination.
So Lukang definitely sounds like it's a lot of fun for a lot of people. So I guess you guys probably want to visit there too.
If you haven't already visited there. And if you've visited there before, you probably want to go back.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, this is all the time we have for today, and I guess we'll have to see you guys next time.
See you in Lukang.
接着我们来到鹿港公会堂，它有着雅致的白墙和灰色的屋瓦，一定会吸引你的目光。老师们用到了 eye-catching， 这是一个形容词，表示引人注目的、显著的。而单字 elegant 是一个形容词，表示典雅的、雅致的，或者是说优美的。说到优美啊，同学们可能会联想到芭蕾舞者。Karen 老师说的 ballerina 就是女芭蕾舞者。或者是说芭蕾女伶。鹿港公会堂建于1928年，是公众集会的场所。随着时间的流逝，这个建筑物逐渐的恶化。后来呢，在2010年进行修复，并且改造成鹿港艺文馆，很适合想参与艺术的人前往哦。看了这2天的课文，同学们有没有想要再次去造访鹿港，重新感受一下呢？课文最后写道，想要体验台湾的历史和传统文化，鹿港是你的不二之选。单字 transform 在这里是动词，改变、改造。文章当中用的是 be transformed into， 指的是被改变成。老师们聊到了电影变形金刚，它的英文名称 Transformers 就是跟这个单字有关。再来，我们来看这个单字 involved， 指的是形容词，参与的、投入的。be involved in 加一个名词或加动词 ing， 或者是说 become involved in 加名词加动词 ing， 指的是参与、投入。这边有4个重点，接着我们进入文法时间。
好，来看第一个重点是 be sure to 加上原形动词，是表达一定会怎么样。举例来说 ，It's sure to be a fantastic show， 那一定会是一场很精彩的表演。那第2个重点是 catch the eye 或者是 catch one's eye， 字面意思是抓住某人的眼睛或是抓住眼睛，用来表达吸引某人的注意。那么 catch 在这边是指吸引的意思，例如That polka-dotted dress really caught my eye。那件圆点洋装很吸引我，马上就吸引我的注意了。好，那么 taste 这边呢，我们可以用来表达说短暂的体验啊，或者是经历。它当这个意思的时候呢，是固定用单数型，后面常常会接 of。像是 hiking is a great way to get a taste of the beauty of nature。健行是体验自然之美的好方法。再看到 look no further， 字面意思是不用再继续找了。那么 look no further than somebody or something， 这是表达某人或某事物就是最佳选择。举例来说 ，If you're looking for a delicious snack that is easy to make, look no further than this recipe。如果你在寻找美味又容易制作的点心，这份食谱就是最佳选择。这是隐形食谱。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
A walk along Lukang's winding 9 turns lane, Jinsheng Lane, will take you to Shiyi Hall. Lukang was once one of Taiwan's major literature centers, and the owner of Shiyi Hall used to invite intellectuals to gather there. An interesting feature is the elevated passage over Jinsheng Lane, which connects the 2 parts of the structure. The Chinese characters for Shiyi Hall are translated as 10 suitable activities, referring to the activities that were held there. In no particular order, they are playing instruments, playing chess, writing poetry, painting, admiring flowers, watching the moon, smoking, drinking wine, drinking tea, and gambling. If the walls of Shiyi Hall could talk, they'd tell stories of poets toasting the moon and having lively games of chess. Lukang Assembly Hall sits on Putao Street. Its elegant white walls and gray roof tiles are sure to catch the eye. Lukang Assembly Hall was built in 1928 and served as a space for public meetings. Over time, the building deteriorated, but it was later repaired and transformed into the Lukang Cultural Center in 2010. It is now an ideal destination for those seeking to become involved in the arts. For a taste of Taiwan's history and traditional culture, look no further than Lukang.
Hello, I'm Matt.
I'm Stephen.
Today we're playing a game called Word Drop. We each have 3 cards that we haven't looked at yet, which each have a vocabulary word or phrase which we have to fit into a conversation as smoothly as we can. So Stephen, are you going to start our conversation?
I guess I will. So I really like going out. I think going out is super fun. I like to go out with friends. I like to go to go shopping together or watch a movie. But every once in a while, it's really nice to dress up. You know, like you get into a nice suit and a tie or a dress, whatever you like to wear. And we like to go to these events that are a little bit more elegant.
Oh, yes. I also like to go to some elegant events. Sometimes I find, sometimes when someone dresses up, it kind of, completely changes maybe the way you look at them or the way you think about them. So someone maybe, every day wears, shorts to work and very casual, but when you see them, dressed in a suit and tie or a nice gown, it's like they transform into a different person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some people really do look different when they're like in casual wear or formal wear. But when you're in formal wear, like when you're in a suit and tie, I kind of do this weird thing where I just pretend like I'm James Bond. Because when you're in an elegant kind of formal gathering, and then I like to kind of walk away, because usually they're in really cool places like buildings and stuff. And then I like to kind of walk around pretending I'm a spy and pretend every hallway is a secret passage, and I'll go down that passage.
Okay.
Do you do that?
No, I don't think I do that.
Neither do I.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's a fun thing to do at parties. Sometimes I find I try to get involved in conversations at parties, but sometimes I'm in the middle of a conversation and I'll get distracted so easily because I just see something across the room that catches my eye.
You know what? You're talking about conversations at parties. I like when you dress up, you just instantly look smarter. So then you feel like you have to be smarter in these conversations. You can't talk about stupid things. So then during these conversations, I like to pretend I have a British accent. And then I want people to think I'm an intellectual, so they'll respect me.
Okay, well.
Do you do that?
Yes, I do that sometimes. That's what I do. No,
is it what you do?
That's what I do at the party sometimes. No, I do find it maybe easier if you're being you're trying to be a character or something else to get yourself, it can really get you more involved in the conversations you have.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're very smart, aren't you?
Smart, right, mate.
Would you like a cup of tea?
See you next time.